Hello guys, welcome to Open Techno. Today on the channel we have a video for the nostalgic ones, for all those who still prefer wired headphones over wireless ones. A technology that nowadays practically has no place, because phones are coming with fewer and fewer 0.1378 inches jacks. And now this technology is only limited to computers, consoles, tablets and some phones, but more classic ones. However, today I'm going to introduce you to the Kaveyer KB02, a pair of wired headphones that are unique in design, and you'll see they have a really cool feature. Like bone conduction, which means they will transmit sound to us through vibrations in the area of our ear. However, they will also have in-ear sound. I'll explain all this in the review. However, before anything else, let's see what the unboxing of these KB and Air KB02 is like. Let's do the unboxing of these KB and Air KB02. A simple packaging, as you can see. I imagine the earphones are inside here. And here we have the first look, some earphones in lilac or purple color. However you want to call it. With that hand-polished resin, which honestly feels fabulous, super smooth. In fact, on this one we notice more of a raised texture, which is basically because it's handmade. We take out this box, let's see what's inside, and we pull it out directly. The headphones, which as you can see for now, come without any kind of cable. This would actually be the earphone, as you can see, the part that goes in your ear. And then we would have to connect the cable in this small notch that you see on the top part, in this little box. I imagine the cable is included, and indeed we have ear pads so we can adjust the headphones to our ears. And here we have what would be the cable with the two connections for both headphones. And well, here we have more ear pads. In this case in black and red and in completely black, so we can customize the headphones to our liking. Let's do the first setup. So I take out the cable, which is a cable you'll see has a braided style, I assume, to make it much more durable. And as you can see, on the opposite end, we're going to find these two connectors labeled L and R for left and right with two pins, which I suppose are the ones that will later connect the sound to the headphones. Therefore, so you don't make a mistake when assembling it, you need to make sure that the letter on the connector always faces the outside of the headphone, that is, on the left side. Should we assemble it this way? We just apply a bit of force. And now the headphones are connected to the cable. Now do the same for the right side. Place the R facing the headphone towards the outside of the headphone, press firmly, and it will be assembled. Now, to complete this step, you need to put some of the covers on the headphones. In my case, I choose these gray and red ones. I think they have a bit more personality. And it's very easy to put them on. You just take one of the earbuds and you have to press the rubber part inward. At the same time, try to rotate it a little to make it easier to insert so that it fits. Insert it like this. Well, now you have seen what these headphones are about. They're headphones made of resin, completely hand polished, so you'll have unique headphones with a unique design. Here we're looking at the design in purple, however, we'll also have some in blue and brown. These headphones are quite affordable, costing around 30 to 40 euros. To give you a bit of context, and now we're going to see a bit more. What is it about? Have you seen that these are headphones with a detachable cable, connected by two pins? We put on the ear pads as we like, both in color and size. They come in small, medium and large for all the pads. And well, after that, we have the headphones ready. Let's talk about how to put on these headphones, because I think it's worth it. You'll see when you connect them that the end part of the cable is a bit stiffer. Why is it made like this? Well, basically, it's so that once we put on the headphones, the cable goes behind the ear, and that way they stay in place much better. To me, they're simply headphones. When we have these ear pads, they usually tend to pop out and fall off. However, these fit really well, and as you can see, they don't fall off or even move. Also, the first thing you'll notice when you put them on is complete sound cancellation. However, it's not something electronic, it's simply because they insulate the ear really well, since they're covering a large part of the ear. And then also, that cushion doesn't let any outside sound in. So that way we can focus much better on the sound of our music or our content. Then wired headphones, well, what can I say? You already know how they work. It's the technology we've always used. It's the least likely to fail unless we break it. But we have a braided cable that feels really good, plus a plug that looks like it's gold plated. Well, in gold. Obviously, I don't know if that's true, but honestly, the sound comes out really, really well. And we don't have any kind of box in that regard. We have a 1 meter cable, which might be a bit short, but hey, it's not a big deal either. However, connecting it to a Mac Mini at a distance could be problematic. Now let's talk about sound. These are headphones that I really liked in terms of sound. This is motivated by that conduction, that is, by the sound that transmits vibrations around the ear and that intraoral sound that puts the sound inside our ear. What combination do we have? Well, that more bone-conducted sound is made for the low frequencies, to give us better bass, better lows. However, then the sound inside the ear, we have a membrane that introduces the higher-pitched sounds to give us more clarity. This way, what do we achieve? Well, we get headphones that differentiate very well between the bass and treble ranges, something that small headphones usually don't do, because they have a single diaphragm to reproduce the entire auditory spectrum. Now I have a small complaint about the sound, and it's that these are headphones that will definitely require equalization. That is, for you to hear it perfectly and to your liking, you'll need to go into Spotify's equalizer. And for example, I really like the preset called Jazz, but you can try your own, whichever you like the most. But just to tell you, these aren't headphones that you just plug in and get the highest quality or that come super well pre-configured. Instead, we're going to need that little equalizer to adjust it to our liking. I kind of miss this because these are headphones that are completely non-electronic, and you know, maybe the typical wireless ones already come with pre-equalizations that adapt to the response of the headphone membranes. Well, it's not really a problem, it's just going back a little bit to all those aspects. Let's discuss the advantages and drawbacks of traditional wired headphones. One of the main pros is that they are connected by cables, which, well, you already know. We don't have the problem of battery life that we need to charge every so often. Also, with a cable, we get low latency if we want to use them for casual gaming. But you know, we also have some other cons. And that's exactly what I was telling you at the beginning of this video. Wired headphones? Nowadays, it's hard to connect them to all devices because many of them, like an iPhone for example, don't have a 0.1378 inches jack. And we're going to need an adapter to connect this type of headphones. However, on the other hand, these are headphones with a unique design that fit really well in your ears. They have that differentiation between bass and treble bands, and I think they're really worth it. If you're looking for headphones of this type, they're also quite affordable, as I mentioned, around 30 euros or about 40 if you go to the official store. But below, we'll leave you the link to the cheapest purchase option we can find as well as the manufacturer's page. So you can find a bit more information about these Kaveyer KB02 some headphones that I liked, that I think are worth it. And hey, if you still have any questions, don't forget to leave them below in the comments. If you liked the video, don't forget to leave a like, and I'll see you in the next one.